Hey guys, what's going on? Dr. Frank here, founder of Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching, where we help people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and a whole host of other addictions. Today I want to talk about the 6 things that you need to do if you're trying to quit nicotine, but this could really apply to almost any addiction out there. If you're new to the channel, Addiction Mindset, be sure to subscribe. I try and put out a video every single day to help you have the best recovery process possible. Thing number 1, possibly the most important thing, is the mindset that you need to have when you're going into quitting an addiction. A lot of people, when they're quitting nicotine, view this as an extremely negative thing. They have this negative mindset surrounding quitting. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they think they're giving something up. I understand what it's like to be addicted to nicotine. I was addicted for 9 years. I understand that you think it gives you benefit, but the reality is you want to quit for a reason. If you really enjoy doing something, you wouldn't want to quit. You wouldn't want to give it up. And if you're watching this video, you want to quit. There's a reason why. It makes you feel like crap. It's costing you money. It's costing you time. It's costing you energy. And the biggest thing when it comes to quitting is developing the mindset with a degree of certainty, being able to say, I'm going to quit. I'm going to see it through no matter what, and this is going to be a positive experience for me, not a negative experience. Because when it comes to overcoming an addiction, it's not about what you're giving up in active addiction, it's about what you're gaining back. Recovery and getting sober is all about the things that you're going to gain back in life. And having this mindset is essential because you are going to experience some nicotine withdrawal symptoms. You are going to experience cravings. Nicotine, that addictive voice in your brain, it plays a mind game with you. And you have to have a mindset that is stronger than that addictive voice. So if you don't think you have that mindset yet, hopefully these tips are going to help you develop it. But first thing, this is not a negative thing. Quitting nicotine is not a negative thing. This is a positive experience, and it's about what you're gaining back, not what you're giving up. Now, let's rip this away. Look at that. Look at that, huh? Tip number 2, stop the lies. So that addictive voice in your head, it's telling you lies. Even right now as you're sitting here watching this, it's telling you, don't watch the rest of this video. Don't quit. You need me in your life. You need nicotine in your life. Be real with yourself. Ask yourself, what benefit does nicotine actually give you? Most of you sitting there are going to say, oh, it helps me relieve my stress. It helps me relieve the anxiety. This is a lie that nicotine is telling you. This isn't true. I want you to think about this. The only anxiety that you're relieving when you consume nicotine is the anxiety that you have in anticipation of getting nicotine. The only anxiety that you're relieving when you use nicotine is the craving, the anxiety that addictive voice planted in your head through cravings. If you think it helps you sleep, that's not true. If you think it's helping your health in any way, be real with yourself. Is that really factual? Is that really true? If you think it's curing the boredom in your life, ask yourself, is nicotine or THC or whatever the addiction is it curing the boredom, or is it simply making you content with being bored? Is it making you content with being complacent? Addiction develops a really weird comfort zone when we're stuck in active addiction. And it's weird because it's the most uncomfortable place in the world to be in, yet that addictive voice in our brain convinces us that we're in a comfortable spot in our lives, even though we couldn't be more uncomfortable if we tried, hence why you want to quit. There's no feeling more uncomfortable than continuing to do something day in and day out that you no longer want to do anymore. So next time you have a craving, next time you have an urge to use nicotine, I want you to identify the lies that addictive voice is telling you. Start to list some of the lies in the comments below for other people watching this video and talk about why you feel that that's a lie, and I'll do my best to comment back. So step number 1, go into this with a positive mindset, not a negative, and be firm on your decision to quit. Step number 2, stop the lies. Identify the lies that this addictive voice in your brain is telling you. And chances are, whatever reason you're deciding you're using nicotine or using a drug for, chances are it's a lie. And if you pause and you think about it, I think you're going to be able to identify the truth behind the truth that's being masked by this lie created by the addictive voice. Okay, step number 3. Let's pull this up here. Ta-da! This is one of the most important steps. After you develop the mindset deciding to quit, I want you to come up with some set of sobriety goals. I recommend writing down your top 7 goals you have in life. So are these financial goals? Are these relationship goals? Are these business goals? Are these spiritual goals? Are these health goals? Mental or physical health? Where do you want to be a year from now? Where do you want to be in your life 10 years from now? I want you to write out a list of goals, things that you've put on the back burner. Because remember something, when we struggle with active addiction, all of our energy, all of our focus, and all of our time is going towards feeding that addiction. And I want you guys to start to feed the things that you actually want to achieve in life, the things that actually give you value in life. Remember, nicotine addiction is an investment. It's an investment that robs everything from you and gives you nothing in return. Would you invest all of your money in a stock if you knew it was going to fail? Absolutely not. That would be a terrible investment. So why are you making this horrible investment into nicotine or some other harmful addiction when you could be investing your time, your money, your energy, your efforts, everything emotionally and physically into achieving the goals that you want to achieve in life? Things that give you a healthy high. So I want you to take some time and write out your list of your top 7 goals that you have. And let people know in the comments, what are some goals that you have? What are some things that you're working on? Do you want to be big in social media? Do you want to blow up on TikTok? Do you want to blow up on YouTube? Do you want to be a doctor, a lawyer? Do you want to go into a trade and have your own business? What are your goals? Now, when you write out these goals, I want you to think of all the ways that nicotine addiction stands to ruin these goals. How does nicotine addiction put these goals at risk? If you start suffering health consequences at the age of 30 to 35, when most people start to see the negative effects, is spending time in the hospital going to throw you off from your goals? Is it going to ruin the relationships with your family, with a loved one? Is it going to put your family at risk if medical bills pile up? I'm not saying this to scare you, but I want you to think about the future of this addiction and what that future looks like. And I want you to understand how it's putting your life goals at risk. And if you don't have any goals set for yourself, now is the time to start to think about some. And if you're like, Dr. Frank, I'm unmotivated, I can't think of any goals, I'm going to tell you that's a lie that addiction's telling you. You're extremely motivated. You have an insane amount of grit. You know how to grind. You know how to hustle. The problem is all your energy, all your motivation is being sucked into this addiction versus towards something that you want to achieve in life. So identify those goals. Get them written down on a pen and paper. I put a link to a planner that I use every single day in the description below that helps me set my goals and stay focused. Step number 4, have a plan for those goals. What things are you going to do every single day when you wake up and every single night before you go to bed to achieve those goals? You're a relentless individual. You are the type of person who's all in at all costs. And right now, you're going all in at all costs on an addiction. What if you could take that mentality and put it towards your goals? What would the plan look like? If you want to blow up on social media, you need a camera, you need a microphone, you need visibility, you need some clout, right? How are you going to achieve each of those things? Do you need a new phone? Do you need a new whatever, camera, like I said? How are you going to start to achieve those goals? If you want to be a doctor, if you want to travel the world, you need money to do that, right? How are you going to start to achieve those goals? And what plan can you put in place? Now, this is an essential step. Because every time you feel a little ping or a little ding of nicotine withdrawal, I want you to refocus that energy, because nicotine withdrawal and nicotine cravings are nothing but an energy that's being created by an addictive voice in your head. What if you could refocus that energy towards your goals. Maybe these are fitness goals. Maybe these are relationship goals. Maybe these are financial goals. Maybe these are business goals. Maybe these are mental health goals. Maybe these are spiritual goals. What could you do in your life right now? What activities could you be doing that would help you achieve those list of goals that you set up in the last step? And every time you get a craving, every time you get a thought, every time that addictive voice starts barking at you in your head, I want you to refocus that energy onto your goals in life. And in order to help keep yourself accountable, I highly recommend writing these things out each day. Again, check out the high performance planner in the description below, or consider getting some coaching. Consider working with someone who can help keep you accountable. So set up an action plan for those goals and refer to that plan every time addiction pops into your mind and it tries to throw you off. Having a plan is essential. On this same thing, before I tear it down, you probably plan to use. So you go out of your way to design a plan. I'm going to drive past this gas station and pick up this nicotine product, and I'm going to use it at this friend's house. Take that same planning and come up with a plan for avoiding using the substance. If you know you have a wedding coming up, if you know you're chilling with the boys, if you know you have something coming up soon, make a plan to not use. Come up with an action plan to avoid future circumstances or future relapses. And if you've relapsed before in the past, identify why did it happen and come up with a plan to avoid that going ahead in the future. And ideally, that plan can be focused on the goals that you want to achieve going forward. Action step number 5. Take action. Don't just sit here and watch this video. I want you guys to take action today. The sooner you take action, the better you're going to feel. You have to learn, you have to educate yourself, and you have to figure out how you're going to achieve these goals, but you need to take action. And remember, the one thing that's holding you back from taking action might be this addiction. Consider the amount of time, energy, and motivation that you're putting into this addiction. The time that you're spending being high, the time that you're spending getting the drug, the time that you're spending thinking about it, consuming it. It takes an immense amount of brain power, motivation, and grit to maintain an addiction. Traits that I know you have. You're not a lazy person. You're probably a highly motivated individual. As I say, you're probably the world's best kept secret. But no one's going to know who you are, and no one's going to know what you're setting out to achieve unless you start to take action. So take action, and the sooner you take action, the better you're going to feel. Step number 6, use the addiction mindset. What is addiction mindset? I believe firmly that everyone who suffers from an addiction has a set characteristics. They have a set of traits. They're motivated. They know how to grind. They're intelligent. They got grit. They get up day in and day out after their worst days just to put themselves all through that grind again. Imagine if you could retrain or refocus that mindset and invest that time and invest that energy and invest that mental health into something that's going to give you something in return later on in life, not something that's going to destroy you later on in life. Having an addiction for me was both a curse and a blessing, but it's the reason why I'm able to get in front of a camera today and impact hundreds of thousands of people every single day and motivate them to quit. Use that addiction mindset. Use that addictive voice. Retrain it, refocus it, and go start accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish in life. You're done letting addiction hold you back. That's why you're watching this video. But it's time you start taking action. It's time you start to see the lies that addictive voice is telling you. It's time you start to organize your goals, and it's time that you quit. Today's the day that you quit. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, right? Not another second of your time should be wasted on this. Remember, there's no worse feeling in the world than continuing to do something that you no longer want to do anymore. This is what life is all about. I hope this video helps you guys out. Remember, check out the accountability planner in the description below. And of course, if you need extra help, if you need extra motivation, call our offices here at Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching. I'm happy to help you guys out. Follow me into the next video where I talk a little bit about nicotine withdrawal and some things that you can expect and some ways that you can manage it. I'll see you guys there.